So, one of the things I've been actually doing quite a bit has been research on doing a body recomposition. And some of you that know me know that I just started learning that, and I have fully been engaged in actually being for doing this. As to previous before, I was more into just calorie counting and calorie deficit, but what I was noticing was that obviously with the weight loss, I was also it was non-discriminative. I was losing fat as much as I was losing weight. Obviously not proportional. You lose more fat than you lose muscle, but how do I keep muscle, or rather how do I grow muscle, especially at my age, right? So because of that, I went into just looking at what other people do and the research out there. And while I don't know that I want to engage in studies and research, because I don't think that that's helps anyone, I think it's important to note that there is a clear indication that yes, that there is such a thing as you, and sorry, let me backtrack by saying that there is much more benefit for you to actually increase your calories a bit, gain muscle, and then do a cut. Now, the question here is it feasible for people that have eating disorders? Because that is something I am struggling with. Why? Because gaining weight inherently, going through the bulking phase of you growing muscle, it's triggering, right? Because it's triggering for everyone that has struggled with their weight all their life, and then trying to gain weight it just becomes a little bit of an issue, right? So how do we do that? Well, I actually don't know that I can. Other people could. Maybe if they find some insight and understanding and comprehension within I think that there's an aspect of you needing to know yourself so well that you can engage in that endeavor. Because while I am doing this process and trying to build up muscle, I find that just the littlest things in terms of me increasing calories is triggering. Do I think that is possible? Sure. I might have to go and do it with a therapist or a dietitian. But what am I doing currently? What I'm doing currently is basically just letting me settle into a life where I can actually not incorporate either calorie counting nor calorie increase nor decrease. None of that. I think what I have started to do, or rather what I have started to do, is sit in my discomfort of actually choosing to do a little bit more intuitive eating. The reasons behind that is because I am right now choosing to connect with food. That connection requires me learning more about food, learning to bake. I am just started researching and starting my first cheese, making cheese, and I am trying to perfect my butter. These little things that give you pleasure in terms of that connection with your food and that learning that comes with an aspect of feeding people through with soul feeding, and at the same time using food. I think it's because in my journey, while I was exploring and you guys have been with me, all the people that see me every day or each week have seen me go through the interest in herbal medicine, which it became a thing of where I was trying to figure out, well, what does that look like? Because I do have interest. I still have an interest, but not to the point where I did. I think that for me, I am more, I would like to explore more food aspect of it. And because of that, I need to understand how my life can welcome these things, being able to taste and try, and not be, for it not to be, oh, I just gotta log it in. For that not to be triggering, I think for me requires for me to take a pause at the bulking and the cutting. So I actually am, while my body might be ready and I can physically and practically actually do it because I know how, I don't know that emotionally I'm there, just for the sole reason that I think that I need to hone in into my lifestyle and how that works versus and actually add the bulking and the cutting. Will that happen? I think it will. I am seeing that I am going to be probably dealing with it and actually much more of an expert come January and February, because of the fact that as I am learning, I always, every time I learn something or I read something like the bulking cutting phases, which is very new for me. Let's remember that, because before I've just been cutting, then taking a break, then cutting, taking a break, and losing muscle expecting. But because now I want to gain muscle and then cut fat, and then just be more lean, it does require for me to take my diagnoses into consideration. And because of that, I cannot just jump into something that might be go against, because as you guys have heard before, I really need to always take into consideration that I have one of those personalities that either probably, not that it's ever happened, that I am the opposites, right? If I binged, I could probably go the other way. And that self-care always needs to be in consideration in order for me to be able to get into that bulk and cut. So, having said that, I wish you health and happiness, and I would like to I would like to add or finalize my conclusion that I think is very, very important while other people can do the bulking and the cutting, I think it's very important to get for people that have a hard time dealing with these things, emotions, because there's emotions that come with the practicality, that is very important for you to consult your doctor or a dietitian, because you really do need that consult. You do need someone that has more of a scope in that area, and not because you are not intelligent and wonderful. I, as a nurse, need that help, and you need that help, because we don't know what we don't know, and we need help, all of us do. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you Wednesday.